Right folks, I got a very special video for you today. This, you gotta excuse the traffic. This is Sao Paulo, Brazil. It never stops. As you can see, what you're looking at here is a 200-year-old Bigfoot trail documentation. The only one of its kind in Brazil. Now, this is 200 years old. Back then, this was all part of the Atlantic forest, a monumental expanse of forest that still exists today, but back then covered much of Brazil. So these footprints, these casts were from a Bigfoot encounter that happened all those years ago. A woman and her young son. One Bigfoot, Sasquatch. They saw him in a clutch of trees, and he did what most of them do. He tried to get away from them as quickly as possible. But you can understand the monumental size of this being. He was huge. So these footprints have remained in situ since that day, which is great, because as the city grew, as the forest dwindled and the city grew, they kept these footprints in situ, cast as they are now. So just to give you a notion of their size, I have my little friend here, Simba, the Pomeranian, and you get an idea of the size of these footprints. Here we go again with the traffic. So I'm gonna put my size 12s here. This Sasquatch was enormous. The records are a little bit sketchy, but what we can gather from the account, he must have been about 9 to 11 feet tall. So it's pretty amazing, no? The size of these creatures. So yeah, Simba, can you just get out of the way a little bit there? Thanks, my friend. So this is a huge, the width. Look at the width of the toes, folks. These creatures are enormous. So yeah, here we go. After many years, many phone calls, emails, I have finally found the location of these footprints, the most famous in Brazil, and they don't disappoint. So I'm not going to give away the exact location because I don't want people coming here in their droves, but it's pretty spectacular. So yeah, and even the dog here, 200 years later, he gets a sense, he can still sense these creatures, and he's a bit on edge, aren't you? Yeah. You see, they're nearly the size of this little furry creature here, this Pomeranian. Oi, Simba. So there you go, folks. Very, very special day here. Let me try and. You would not want to encounter one of these beings alone in the forest. Although they might leave you alone, you would be traumatized. So now this little shit is trying to bite my ankles. Hey, there you go, folks. Hope you like it. All right, Simba, let's go.